And it's another live, another day, another beautiful day. Just live and worship and pray and praise and feel good and melt and be and being and jellying. And yeah, life is good. So let's get in the energy of it. Let's lock in. Let's combine our energies together. You can ask your question. I'll respond with an answer. If you're watching this after I already posted, make sure to take notes, put the stuff on replay. I purposely don't put ads on. I purposely don't monetize my videos on YouTube, so you guys can just listen to stuff over and over without any interruptions. On my channel, I have a playlist already of like all the Mikey exposed and everything like that. So you just click on that, let it play, let it go. I call it Mikey exposed because when you expose yourself, you can see yourself for what you are, and that's when change can happen. If you cover up, if you hide, if you put makeup on or glasses, sunglasses, whatever, you're hiding yourself from yourself, and you're disassociating yourself from yourself, so you can't truly see yourself, and you can't see yourself. How would you even know if you changed or if you're getting better or anything else? So we call this Mikey exposed because the more you expose of yourself to the world, to yourself in the mirror and everything else, the more you can see yourself for who you are. And that's why you're here in this realm, in this reality, is to understand you and be you to the fullest without trying to change you or manipulate you in a sense. Oh, you need to be leaner, fitter, you need to fast, you need to be strong, you need to be more spiritual. All this stuff's stupid. All of it. Fasting, diets, all this other stuff. But we're simply here to embrace who we are and be ourselves. Like, who are we? We don't know. I'm telling you, you don't know. I don't even fully know me because I'm finding new stuff about me every single day because I'm allowing myself to be versus trying to force myself to become. Just like, who am I? Like, what's going on? And it tells me all this stuff. So we're going to talk about that today. So if you have any questions, the lovely, wonderful, beautiful, amazing Sashi is going to read your question out to me. And yeah, some of the basics is I'm not a breatharian. I said this a million times. People. I don't fast at all. Fasting is a very specific dedication ritual. It's a very specific thing. I don't do that at all. At all. I don't fast. I haven't fasted in years. I started fasting in 2003. And I kind of stopped fasting about 3 years ago. So about 20 years I fasted. I found better, higher ways, and I'm more powerful, more exuberant. I have bigger muscles and everything else. And even though I haven't worked out in 6.5 years, my muscles have continued to grow. So I'm here. I don't fast. I don't work out. I don't go to the gym. I don't take supplements or steroids. Never been on roids. Don't take any sort of pharmaceuticals, no TRT, no peptides. I don't believe any of that stuff. What I'm about is life itself. That's all I care about. I don't even care. I don't even care about that stuff enough to speak against it. I don't even care. It's so stupid. It's a waste of thought. I'd rather take my thoughts and put them on the highest divine and the highest state and the highest way and live that. And that's why my body has come to look like that. That's why I talk like this. And that's what you see here today. So when you guys have some questions, drop them down below. And until then, yeah, Sasha, what we got?
So Atlas Talisman on IG asked, how do you experience energy moving through your body as a toroidal field along meridians through chakra points? Question mark.
No, none of that stuff. It's a sensation. That's it. All that stuff is like made up figures to try to give you an understanding in a depiction. That's all. Meridian, like, yeah, everywhere is like your entire body is a meridian. Like it's everything's touching, everything's connecting, everything is crossing, everything is there. You're one big giant connected thing. Your eyes are connected to your toes. Your brain is connected to your anus. Like everything is connected. Everything is together. So those are figures and graphics to try to demonstrate an idea or concept, but you're all like all of you is connected. So I feel energy coursing through me depending on what energy it is that's coursing through me. So guess what? Having to urinate is energy. Like, oh, I feel pressure. That pressure is energy. That's how you know you need to pee or poop, or you're hungry, or you're breathing and everything else. You're tired, you're sleepy, you're awake. You feel something on the back of your head. That bug touching you, crawling on the back of your head, it's energy on your energy. So how I feel energy moving through me or whatever is just dependent upon the energy that's moving through me or whatever. So it just really depends. But just become aware and sentient and cognizant of everything else around you, and then you kind of see, like, you can, because it's one solid thing. It's not like, okay, here's a point, here's a chakra, because you have chakras are divided, right? This one, this one, this one, this one. It's not real. No part of you is disconnected from any part. Everything's connected, and everything's solidified, and everything's whole. You have some cavities inside of you, like spaces where there's like almost like emptiness in a sense, or space, like volume that's not filled by mass. But nonetheless, it's all you. So when you just embrace all of you, you feel the completeness of you, and there is no meridian nor are there chakras. You're one big giant chakra yourself, and you operate in that. That's the greatest power.
Beautiful. And Dan said, "Hey Mike, would you have kids in the future?"
From Dan, huh? Would I have kids? It just depends on my mission. Like, yeah, if the girl, like, cause I travel the world and stuff like that. So the girls that I meet, if they want to get pregnant, yeah, I can be a donor. Like, here, have some kids. You know, like if they want that. But I'm not too concerned about it because again, I'm just focused on this. I'm not focused on getting bigger muscles, physical things. I'm not even focused on having more wealth or success, money, or I'm focused on like what is life. Show me the realness of what life is, and you can't take it all in at once. You get like it's a process to interpret, understand, break down, process, comprehend. So I'm all here. So like kids are cool. Like I have nothing against kids. I think they're great, but like I got things to do. Like, hey kid, what's up? Okay, you're cool. If it was my kid, yeah, I'd love it, right? But I'm focused. This is my thing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. So yeah, I mainly focus on that. If I had kids, cool. If I'm not looking to have kids, I don't really care to have kids. But you know, this is the thing I'm focused on, which is why I look like this, which is why I live like this, which is why I talk like this, and everything else. Which is why I glow like this. All that stuff. Great question though. It's cool.
Cool.
I feel so powerful, man.
Any questions, feel free to drop them down below.
Well, today might be a chill day. I don't know. There's those days where there's like nobody in the beginning, and then by the end it's like question. Yeah, so I can share my thoughts on what I personally think kids are. I think the thing that made all this stuff, like everything that we see here, is consciousness itself, because that's at least the extent of what something has to be for the ability of creating something that can be sustained. You can create something and it'll fall apart, like it'll dilapidate, or you can create something that has seemingly been going on for a long time, which is reality of this realm. So this thing that made all things, I call it consciousness, just for that's what I would say it is. Made all this so the little versions of it, us, our conscious, can find it. But if we get distracted with jobs and careers and like relationships and even children or hobbies or sports or whatever, our offspring that we have may have the chance to find it as well. So if the parents don't find it, if the parents are distracted, plan B is the offspring. Well, if the offspring don't find it, then plan C is their offspring, and then so on and so forth. So I think kids are like a safety mechanism when consciousness made all this stuff, that if these people don't find it, they can reproduce, and maybe those people will find it. So that's kind of what I see kids to be. They're not bad. They're not good. They're the substitute for the parents because the parents didn't focus on it. So yeah, the parents aren't bad. The parents aren't evil. It's not even bad to be distracted. You want to be distracted? Cool, go ahead. It's all cool. It's not bad. But there is a purpose to be here. We weren't just born just to have hobbies and like, oh yeah, I want to have like another little me. Like there's a very obvious, pertinent reason that we're experiencing all this stuff. So that's what I kind of delve into.
So Vin on Instagram said, just got the guide and diving into it with a coffee. Let's do this. Much love.
I love you. Vin, right?
Vin, yeah.
Okay, cool. You have a follow-up email and it has the free week to the Discord. Hop in. It's free for a week. That's where the power is at. It's going to accelerate you. It's going to advance you even faster. You can set the guide down and read it, but when you get into the Discord community, it's so charged full of energy like you've never experienced before. Like you just end up evolving passively, almost like it just happens as a happenstance. It's a byproduct of it. So make sure to get in there. It's extremely powerful. But congratulations, your life is about to change forever. The energy in the guide is unmatched like anything else. We had our family gathering yesterday, and there was a guy who got the guide, and he was like, bro, I got your guide. I haven't even really read it yet. And he's like, just by holding it and having it for like the past day or so, dude, my abs are showing. And he's like, I haven't even worked out or done anything, but like just from having this thing, my abs are showing. And then he had a friend who has a psoriasis. And then he told her about the guide, the philosophy portion, how to embrace life and everything else. And she applied it. And I think in less than a day, like an hour or something like that, she removed her psoriasis. Like it went away. And she's had it for years. I think he said that she had it for 2 years. And then applying the energy of the guide, because the guide's not a workout, it's not a fast or a diet. Those things are all stupid. It's not some sort of fitness regimen. It's nothing. It's about it's about becoming energetically conscious to the highest degree so you can have the greatest effectivity in reality. That's it. That's what the guide's about. Ta-da. It's not a diet. It's not a fad. It's not a fitness plan. It's not about muscles. The muscles are just something I could show you guys. The houses, the big houses, stuff like that are just something I could show you guys. I can't show you my consciousness. So like, well, here's the effect of it. Because If people talk, but they have no effect in reality, they're just talking. And a lot of people want to talk. They want to talk about Kundalini and the Kabbalah, the tree of life, but they're still poor, they're broke, they smoke cigarettes, they're addicted to, sodas, they still drink sodas and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, cool. Like there's talk, people want to talk. Show me your results. Like, how is your body? How is your mind? Like, what are these, what fruit can you show me from the way that you think? So whenever his friend took on the way that I think through the guide, in her life, her psoriasis reversed. She'd had it there for years. And in less than a day, her psoriasis completely reversed, because it's all about energy. And that's why I show you in the guide. It's just about energy, all this stuff. So when you understand energy, you don't have to work out. You don't have to take supplements or try to like whey proteins and whatever. You can just engage in the energy, which is the highest energy, which is life itself. And then you exhibit that. That's what you emit from your life. It's very beautiful.
So Atlas Talisman asks, how do you experience multidimensional reality? Do you feel our species is evolving out of the third dimension?
I think that's a bunch of hoopla for people who are losing in life. When people are losers, and I'm not talking about you, Talisman. I'm talking about like that talk is loser talk. Whenever winners win multidimensional reality, like, yes, I can move forward, I can move side to side, and I can move up and down. That's multidimensional. That's 3 dimensions right there. But people want to sensationalize their words because they're not winning on this level. So they're saying something's coming because they're not winning now. When you're winning now, you can just embrace life. I don't need to think about evolving out of this dimensionality. It's silly. Everyone who talks like that are losers. They're just losers. I'm not again, this is not for you. I'm letting you guys know, when people talk like that, they usually don't have enough money. They may not have good relationships. They may not have a good relationship with their parents. They may not be like all that great in their health and their body. They are usually, there's some sort of addiction somewhere. They might smoke cigarettes or still drink and they paint their nails or do makeup or dye their hair. Like it's loser talk, because at the end of the day, no matter what they say, the sensationalism, they still come back to this body. Okay, then multidimensional 4D, 5D, 6D person, then poof, transition into the dimension. We're all watching, we're all here. They can, it's just talk. Talk is cheap. Instead, what I do is I embrace this realm and this reality, and I see what's going on, and I pay attention to it, and I take it all in, and I evolve in this realm. And in this realm, my consciousness grows to greater sentience and awareness and cognition in this realm, because I was put in this realm to live in this realm. I'm not trying to escape in this realm. You only want to escape if you're losing. I even say this about retreats. People want to go to retreats because they're who retreats in the war? The losers. The losers retreat. That's why I don't hold retreats, because retreats are for losers. And this is not to offend anybody, but like if you get offended, then there you go. Who cares? I don't. I'm a winner. I progress. I keep advancing. I advance. I don't retreat. I advance. I keep the pressure on. I keep the pressure on. I keep the pressure. I don't stop. I don't retreat. Retreats are for losers because they got beat up, because they weren't aware enough to win. So when you're in this life and you see what it is, you can embrace it and you can win in this life. And whenever you win, it's just like, why would you want to escape? And now you see like, oh, those who are trying to escape the matrix, those who are trying to like transcend out of this dimension, they're losers. Because when you're winning, you don't want to step out of the winning circle. When you're winning and you're succeeding, like you don't think about trying to leave and all this other stuff, because you're winning. So me, myself, I do see that I'm evolving. My body looks like this, but here in this world, my eyes have changed colors from like green, brown to now blue, gray. I'm evolving in this dimension. I'm becoming more conscious and sentient in this dimension. I'm winning in this dimension. Because wherever you go, there you are. Even if a person transcends out of this dimension to like the next dimension, 4D, 5D, whatever you want to say, they'll still be a loser there. Like, oh, what's beyond the ice wall? Okay, you go beyond the ice wall, it's like you'll still be a loser there. Like wherever you go, there you are. So when you can win anywhere, when you can thrive anywhere, it doesn't matter where you go. And then you find out you don't really want to go anywhere. There's no real ambition to drive because you just keep winning. So like there's not really a need for me to want to escape when everything is good here. Got this pretty girl on my bed making these poses. You see this pose, Sash?
She's practicing.
Oh my gosh. Why would I want to leave? But when you're losing, oh, this is a prison. But when you're winning, I say this is heaven. When you're losing, oh, we got to escape the matrix. When you're winning, there is no matrix. I don't believe in the matrix. I don't believe in that stuff. So are people evolving? No, I think people are just having more sensational words to say because there's now the internet that connects a lot of people. And because people haven't done anything great in their own life, they now have words to make up for their lack of accomplishments and achievements. So I think that the words and the vocabulary of people are evolving into a way that they can sensationalize something a lot easier. Even when you look at their life, there's no results. And I think that people are just mimicking words. And now there's all these buzzwords that makes it seem like we're evolving. But when you look outside, birds are still there, sky is still there, grass is still green, sun's still in the sky, moon still comes at night. Like, we're here, you know. So that's kind of what I think to a degree. Like, and I think that everything is being exemplified. If you were a gamer before, gaming is hyped up in advance. If you were a bodybuilder before, bodybuilding is hyped up in advance. If you were, in tech before, tech is hyped in advance, So it's kind of like everything is being compounded and compounded exponentially in whatever it is. So it's kind of like that. And a lot more words for a lot more cheap talk. Show me your results. Show me what you can do. And then I'll care about what you say, type of thing. Actually, will you give me one more kombucha?
Yeah.
Por favor.
And Williams on IG asked, what's winning and succeeding in life look like to you?
For me, it's looking in the mirror. That's what winning and succeeding looks like to me. My skin's glowing. I have a bunch of energy. I have peace and beauty around me. I'm well taken care of. Like, life is good. I'm friends with my neighbors. Everybody's happy around me. I have more than enough to share and give. Like winning is understanding and seeing and being able to apply. For me, winning is the ability to. Like, that's pretty much what winning would be. It's, I can go do this. I have the capabilities. I have the ability to get up and go and do something. And I can do it. I'm aware of, I'm not just aware of, I can affect and have an effect in. So I'm aware of it. Because a lot of people are aware of stuff, right? They might be like, oh, I'm aware of interdimensional entities and all, whatever. They might be aware of a lot of stuff, right? Okay, well, then what's your effects here in this realm? Well, then it's not like that. You got to go to their dimension. Well, why am I wasting my time talking to something I'm not even in, So being aware of, but having an effect with, to me, that's success. I don't want to be aware of something, but have no ability to do it. I have success because I'm able to approach and apply and then have an effect. And that effect is the influence in reality because I understand it. And for me, when you have that advancement, that expansion in reality, that's success because you're growing. You're not contracting. You're not shriveling. Like, whenever you are close to dying, you shrivel and you're bent over and, like the older a person gets. But when you're winning, your chest is out, you're up, you're out, you're in, and you're feeling, because life is compounding upon life and you have more life itself. Life is consciousness, energy, and regeneration. So whenever you have life, you have those three things. And when you have more of it, you have an expanse of those three things. And that's how you win. Or that's what winning is. Like, when you have those things, you're winning. You can have a bunch of money and still lose, be a loser. There's a bunch of rich losers out there. I've seen some. There's a bunch of fit losers out there. People who are fit and they're losers, There's people who have no money, they're winners. There's people who have no muscles, they're winners. So it's not even about just the physical, but it's about the ability of and the understanding and the ability to comprehend with application that's effective.
And Layback Music asked how to build confidence.
The only way to build confidence is to know something. If you don't know, then you can't have confidence. You're lying to yourself. It's fake. So confidence isn't confidence. Confidence is simply that you know. Do you know your mother is a woman? Can you confidently tell me that your mom is a female biologically? Of course you can. You'd be very confident in that because you've spent time with her and everything else. You can try to muster up some sort of fake confidence of something you don't know, like, oh, let me, I don't know, maybe about crypto or some other thing like that. You can try to like hype yourself up in your head to like live in a delusion, but it doesn't last very long. It always collapses. But confidence simply is the receipt of what you truly understand or know. That's it. So when you know your mom is a female, when you know your dad is a biological male, you're confident in saying, yeah, my mom's a woman, bro. And you don't speak with any sort of stuttering or anything like that, because you can confidently and competently say, yeah, that is that, because you spent time with. So you develop confidence, not through trying to get confidence. Confidence is the receipt of you spending time with whatever it is that you're doing and developing that understanding. And once you do, confidence is the receipt or the confirmation that you know. Again, there's fake confidence and there's true, like actual confidence and authenticity. And whenever you live in that and you develop it, then you have it. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, my name is Michael. Like, there's no flinching. But if I was going to tell you what is the next crypto coin to blow, no confidence in that field, bro, because I don't know. I haven't spent time there. I don't care. So you got to care about yourself enough to actually spend time with yourself and know yourself.
288 asked, how far does your first memory go and what is it?
My first memories whenever I was like about, I think a little bit less than a year old, maybe like 9 months old or something like that. And I was in the back of a car and we were going to Las Vegas, my family, my dad and my mom. And they turned around. It was at night. And they put their hand on me to see if I was cold or not, because it was very cold, and they were seeing like what was my body temperature. That's the earliest memory I have.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. It's my first memory ever.
Williams asked, what was the experience that made you move in life the way you do today?
Cool question, man. Everything is an experience that's making me move right now. Like, something moved me into going live. After live, something's going to move me into the next thing. Something moved me to get out of bed earlier today. Something moved me to go to sleep. So everything is moving me at all times, and I'm aware of it. And I'm aware of why I'm even moving and what I'm doing. So the answer is not what the question is, but it's even beyond. It's like everything is a force, and I'm moving with the force, and I'm just flowing with it. It makes life so much easier. And you don't have to struggle or strain or anything like that, because you're able to see what's actually going on, so you can cooperate with it versus fighting against it. Why is life so hard? Life is only hard to people who fight against it or don't know it. Life is only hard for people who are unaware of what life is. So therefore they fight against it, and then there's resistance. They're not fighting against life. They're confirming their ignorance of what's actually happening. And that's where the fighting comes from. You can always use my phone too, Sash. Telling you, man, these lives are powerful. Like, you don't hear this from anybody else. Like, this is where it's at. Like, man, what moved you into this? Someone was like, yeah, well, I got sick in 2020 and blah, blah, blah. Everything's always happening all at once. But a lot of people don't have the capability or the capacity to be able to process all those minutiae and those influences that have led them to this point, because everything is moving. The temperature, if it gets too hot, I'll end the live. If it gets too cold, I'll turn the live on, or this or that. So everything is a force, and it's influencing me. It's influencing you and Sasha and Lay and everybody else. That's why the subtitle of the guide is Everything Affects Everything. Straight up, because everything affects everything. Every second of every day, always, every time. Everything affects everything.
I thought this was a cool follow-up question from 288. He said, could you always remember that, or did it come once you were doing the things you're doing now?
No, it's like the earliest memory I have, and I've had that since the memory. Like, I've had that memory since the memory. I never forgot it. So they asked what was my earliest memory, and that was just it. So, no.
And AK or Akar said, how to boost your testosterone and muscle growth.
You don't boost your testosterone. That's a manipulation to sell you a product. When you displace the person out of how their body actually works. I just get it for you, man.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you.
When you displace the person out of the knowledge of how their own body works, you can sell them some sort of product. So if I say, you need to boost your testosterone, so here, take this, do this, buy this product or this thing, the person will buy it because they're ignorant. But when you show the person you don't boost your testosterone, that's stupid. Testosterone is simply a meter or a gauge of what's happening in your function, in your endocrine system. You don't boost your testosterone. It's stupid. You don't need to boost your testosterone. It's dumb. Instead, you'd find out what's blunting and blocking your testosterone or your ability to produce testosterone. And guess what? You remove the block and your body starts producing testosterone naturally. So you don't boost it. You just find out what's going on in your body. The moment you see that, you can be aware of it. Like, oh, this is what's going on here. Let me move it. And you get these muscles and everything else. I don't do anything to boost my testosterone, but yet I have a bunch of it. My libido is high, especially here lately, especially like the last probably 3 decades. Best 3 decades I've had a high libido. Like literally 3 decades, actually. Yeah, it's never gone down. No, even whenever I was vegan and I kind of got like a mild case of ED, I still had a high libido. It just wouldn't work. It's funny.
And
But you got to know how your body works. They're gonna tell you some bullcrap to manipulate you, so you don't even know. So how do I boost? That's the question if a person doesn't know themselves. The boosting is the evidence that you don't know yourself, because you don't boost anything. You just remove the block, and your body will produce as much as it needs naturally. Same thing with muscles and everything else. I haven't worked out in 6.5 years. In 6.5 years, I have not lifted a weight or done anything like that. I live. I'm not just saying I lay down all day and like lay in the rain and say, oh, woe is me. I'm not saying I just lay down, but I haven't lifted weights or done cardio or calisthenics or body. I don't do any of that stuff. I'll stretch because, like, you still like gotta get the blood flowing and stuff like that on my back or whatever. But like, I haven't lifted weights. But yet here I am, 6.5 years, not worried about testosterone, not worried about peptides, not worried about working out or anything like that. And I look like this because it's not about what they're telling you. You live the way of them, you'll die like them. But I don't want to die like them. So I live in this way. And by living, I have what you see here without working out. So easy. And I've shown this to a lot of people. So easy.
And Dag said, what should I use for motivation to start working out?
This is from Dag?
Or the Ag?
Oh, okay, cool. Dag?
Or
okay, cool.
the
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Hey, welcome. You must be new. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. My name is Mikeybreathes, okay? It's a pleasure to meet you. Some things about me. I don't work out. I don't tell you to work out. I don't really believe in working out. It's kind of useless and unnecessary to work out when you understand what I know. And when you apply it, you don't have to work out. So if you're trying to motivate yourself to do something, let's call it for what it is. You're trying to manipulate yourself and convince yourself to do something. Motivation is just manipulation. That's all it is. If you don't want to do it, you're trying to force yourself to do it because you don't want to do it. Instead of being honest with yourself, like, I don't want to do this. Why? You convince yourself and you try to manipulate yourself and try to like look and program yourself by looking at other people working out to get inspiration for something you don't want to do, because you're manipulating yourself because you don't know yourself. So when you don't know yourself, you have to motivate yourself. When you don't know yourself, you have to manipulate yourself. When you don't know yourself, you have to convince yourself. But once you know yourself, you don't need anything. You don't need to motivate yourself. You don't need to inspire yourself or try to convince yourself to go do something. You're one with yourself. The only reason you need to motivate yourself is because you're divided. And a divided house will not stand. It collapses every single time. So instead of telling you to work out, I tell you, know yourself, bro. Learn yourself. Know yourself and who you are. That's a lot better use of your time than going to a poorly lit gym with harsh lights and chemicals in the air and iron and all this other stuff with insecurity, trying to change yourself because you don't like yourself. Take that same time and apply it to understanding yourself and knowing yourself and who you are. And whenever you do that, your body exemplifies that. And that's what you look like. You look like the person who knows yourself. You're here asking me questions because you think I'm fit, but what you're actually seeing is, this is how much I know myself. So you're drawn to me. So I'm going to give you the same answer I give myself. Dude, know yourself. You don't know yourself. Spend time with yourself. Ask yourself questions. Dig deep. Feel yourself. That's a better use of your hour than going to a gym. You could go to the gym to try to know yourself, but chances are you're not that cognitively inclined. So you're going to get caught up in the rep. Oh, was that eight reps or 10? Like because you're distracted. Just sitting with yourself and knowing yourself, and then moving from already locking in to know yourself. You won't do these compound liftings and stuff like that. You'll do like these interesting type of movements, because what knowing yourself ends up producing, those type of movements.
He said, oh, thank you, brother. I didn't even know why. I swear to you, tear just ran down my cheek.
I love you. It's because I see you And how do I say this without sounding too spiritual? I know what you guys are in. Okay. I say that out of love because I actually care about you. I could have gave you some fabricated, processed answer like, hey, yeah, well, here, watch some of David Gotten. But I know what you guys are in. You guys are programmed and they got your mind. There's a force out there and it's entered into your psyche and it makes you think a certain way. And it's leading your life and it's drawing you. And I see that and I'm like, that's my brother. All right, here, let me go and help my brother. Brother, this is what's going on. It's like, oh, snap. And when I say this word, your mind may not even understand it, but you do have a soul. I don't care what anybody says. You have a soul. It is inside of you. You have a soul. People might think that you're a sack of chemicals or some like body bag, just like, an animated body bag chemistry. You have a soul. And this is how you can confirm what's real in this world or not. When somebody speaks, your soul leaps for joy. Your soul cries a tear. I'm not here to try to sell you something or whatever. I'm here because I'm a soul. I've recognized my soul and now I'm speaking to the soul inside of you and your soul is confirming it. And that's what that is. Now you can use that same detection mechanism to go out into the world and see who's real and who's fake. You've experienced it once with me. You can experience it another time out there and use it as a gauge. I'm telling you, there's not many people who are living from their soul. So you're probably not going to be alerted that often, but that's the only way I can be effective with you guys. Because this is a manipulation out here. That's why I say the whole system, all of it, calories, diets, working out, losing weight, trying to get, I'm not even a spirituality, trying to get money. It's all a manipulation to get you into something so you're unconscious yourself. When the only thing that this life that we're living actually is consciousness. And when you have that, all this stuff doesn't even matter. And your soul is testified. So I love you. I'm here for you. I see what you guys are in. My heart's for you. I understand. They've been manipulating. They manipulated me too. They wanted me to get surgery and take pharmaceuticals. I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I see your crap now. I see it. And I see that my brothers and my sisters are out there in the same stuff, being manipulated by them, painting their nails, dyeing their hair, putting on makeup, injecting roids or peptides and TRT and taking supplements, and they're literally turning you guys into artificial crap. If they can propagate to you consistently through media, through false light, like pixels on the screen versus the real conscious reality, then they can bypass your executive function so you don't think anymore. And you just accept it because you said it. Oh, if they said it, and I say, well, the science shows that the studies are this and that, and this is this, you'll instantly believe it and you won't even research it yourself because they said the studies, science, this and that backs it up, proven this. That's all the keys they need to say to unlock your thinking. So you won't think. I'm sorry, lock up your thinking. So you won't even think. When they say those 4 little buzzwords, it completely shuts your brain off. It goes into your subconscious and then they control you from your subconscious because it's a very conscious world. It's primary and sub, but nonetheless, that's all this is. That's all this is. It's not about money or girls or fame or anything. It's simply a conscious realm. And whenever you understand that, you can see like, yo, those words, science-backed, studied, metadata, this, that, for this, autophagy for hypertrophy. And they start using these words and these words bypass your thinking. And then you don't even know what you're in. And you're just following unknowingly. And you don't even know where you really are because that's not you. That's all that stuff's fake. Yeah, you can work out to get muscles. I'm not saying it doesn't have an effect because everything has an effect. But what I'm saying is when your soul wakes up, you realize this is stupid. What am I doing? That was never life. That's why people die in it. When you live from your soul, you're pristine. When you live from your soul, you're kept. I don't look like I'm almost 40. I don't sound like I'm almost 40. I don't look like I haven't worked out in 6.5 years. I look like I work out every day. I haven't worked out. I haven't even touched a weight or anything like that, or like actually like lifted or anything in 6.5 years. I haven't eaten in over 40 days. Lay, when's the last time I ate? Could you pull it up? I'm not, probably like 30 something. Let's see. I want to get it right for you. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 43. I haven't eaten in 43 days. I don't look like it. Because the normal person who's into the artificial, They have to work out to get this. They have to eat to get. They have to, because they're decaying and they're dying and they're not sustained. But when you live what life truly is, like you're sustained, you feel great, you don't need as much, you look freaking unlike other humans because you have a soul. And the purpose of being here, besides being conscious, is to live from that soul. Whenever you do, your results are undeniable. Your life is undeniable. The animation is undeniable. And that's why I call forth in you guys, live from your souls. I love you.
He said, I promise you, this is probably the first time I've ever truly cried in about 2 years, and I don't even really know why.
And you just met me, right? You just hopped on. You just hopped on live. Have you watched other lives before? This might be your first one, right? Hey, man, what should I do to like, go work out or have motivate? Oh, brother, no. Let's get real. Your soul is ready. Your soul is ready. If I was there with you, I would hug you, bro. I'm like, come on, man, bro to bro. Because this is real life, right? Me trying to tell you sets and reps, that's just fake. It's artificial. It's just people propagating the same thing that they were told. But let's take that out. Let's be conscious together. Let's have a real conversation. Hey, who are you? That? Okay, that? Okay, cool. Hey, okay, cool. I'm here. There's no regurgitation. There's no like remembering the script. Hey, brother, okay, cool. 3 sets of 8, and then you're going to do some hack squat, split squat. Who are you? Okay, that. Let's talk. This that we're having is real. It's the most real. It's what life was always supposed to be. But the artificial, the delusion came in and it swept people's minds away. But this realness was always inside of you. It was always inside of me. And it's what life was always supposed to occur and it's supposed to happen. No one's doing it. Everyone else fell asleep. Even the spiritual people, like Kundalini 5D, chakra Reiki, I'm going to go out the matrix and just more distractions. Be present and engage right now in the moment. And that's what it is. And your soul's testifying with a tear in your eye. I love you. I'm here for you. If you get a chance, watch all my other lives. Again, I don't put any ads on my lives. I don't monetize my videos so you guys can watch them unbroken. There's a lot of power. I'm not speaking English. I'm not speaking to humans. I'm letting the energy come out. The energy comes out in words, vocal patterns, syntax, English, grammar, language. But nonetheless, that's the formation. But the energy that's being formed is from the soul. It's from life itself. That's why people hear and they're like, dude, just by sitting and listening to you, like I already got in shape. My psoriasis has gone away, this and that. My thought flow, like, whoa, because it's not that stuff. It's not the pharmaceuticals. It's not any of that stuff. It's you absorb energy constantly. And you're either like everything in your environment you're absorbing, and you're either absorbing the man-made and fake or what was always here and real. And when you absorb more of the real than you do the fake, you come alive and you have this energy. So when I speak the energy that I can get as close to life, and I speak from that. I try my best. I'm not claiming to be a guru. I'm not claiming to be anything. I'm just a normal dude, normal guy. I'm not saying, okay, I'm normal dude. But we all have souls. Everybody, every girl, every guy. Girls aren't hoes and dudes aren't cheaters. Everyone's a soul, and we've been manipulated to do those actions because we've lost ourselves. But when we look down and we see who we are, our soul, we live from that, then we have nirvana and peace and a utopia. And we look like we are some sort of fit angel-like deities, or like Adonis statue where the women are like Aphrodites. And we look as the express signature of what they would make the statues of back in the day, in the ancient times. Because this is the confirmation of the soul. And if you have to do something to try to obtain it, then that's artificial. You're trying to manipulate yourself there to have bigger muscles, or girls up with a bigger butt and all this other stuff. But when you truly embrace yourself and you embrace what life actually is, you emit this type of frequency, look, color, geometric shape, and everything else in coordinates to the degree that you embrace your soul. And those things are now exposed to you as artificial. When you get muscles that way, those are artificial muscles. When you restructure your face that way, like through plastic surgery, that's artificial geometry. You see, those things are just trying to bridge the gap by how much you don't know yourself. So the more steroids you need is the greater you don't know yourself. The more plastic surgery you need, the greater you don't know yourself. The more pharmaceuticals you need, the greater you don't know yourself. But when you close that gap and you know yourself, then you look like yourself. And that's the best self you could ever be in this reality, because that's why you're here. You're not here to be the artificial. You're here to be you, the official. Don't be the artificial, be the official. So yeah, if you guys haven't had a chance already, go back and watch all of my lives. They're extremely powerful. Put them on repeat. I just put this energy out. This is the only energy. You don't have to buy anything. I'm not telling you to buy anything. I have the guide if you want to buy the guide, but if you don't buy it, you're good. I have a Discord community if you want to hop in, good. And if you don't, it's good. But as much as you can, hear these words of life and let them be absorbed inside of you. And the more that you fill your bottle, your container with the energy of life itself, it'll purge and it'll push out all that artificial fake crap. And you'll finally be able to see for the first time what you're actually in. I promise you, it's not what you know. It's not what you've seen. It's not spiritual. It's not financial. It's not physical. This realm is something that nothing out there is pointing to. No religion. I traveled the world, right? This is my 31st country. I've been to temples and mosques. I've been to churches. I've been to cathedrals. I've been to all these things. And no religion, no business, no corporation, no company, no spirituality or anything points to what I'm sharing with you. Because what I share with you is an independent singularity. And it needs nothing. It just is. You don't need some sort of psychedelic or something like that. It's just simply being here. Almost like present, but presently engaged. So that's what I try to speak from. Let your soul confirm it, and then absorb this energy as much as you can, and like let it have effect in you.
All right. Which Desi said, Mikey, you're on fire, and I love that you're calling it out with love. I don't sense division, even though you're naming stuff for what it is. Go you.
I love you so much, Desi. Yeah, I kind of had an epiphany the last couple of days. The people need me, man. And I've been so, I'm not going to say I've been harsh on the people, but there's still been a bit of me in there who want to like be rambunctious and like, yeah, cause like being hype and excited. But I can see like the people just need me. Like they don't know that there's this thing out there pulling their mind away so they never see the true them. They don't know that. So if I see it and it's there, then that helping hand doesn't need to be aggressive. It can still be fun, but not aggressive. So the people need me, and I'm here just to open people's eyes. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything. I'm not making money on these videos. I'm not trying to get anything from you. There's just something I see, and I'm just pointing it out and calling it out so you guys can come alive for the first time. So you can cry tears of joy and happiness. It's not tears of sorrow. It's tears of like, I took a breath for the first time in 2 years type of tear. Like you finally feel again. And there's more. That's just the start. That's one tear. You're about to go into an ocean. So yeah, I love you guys.
And I see on YouTube, Britt has a few questions. I think she's also new. They asked, what's his view on seed retention, monogamy versus polyamory, and then also about testosterone replacement and Ozempic.
Okay, so just everything.
I see even more questions coming in, but go ahead and.
We'll do one at a time for them.
Okay.
So what's their first question?
The first question is seed retention.
Seed retention. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to answer one question just to respect everybody, and then I'll answer somebody else's question. Then you can ask your next question. But if you have 10 questions, kind of like disrespectful to everybody else. So we'll just start with seed retention. Seed retention is cool. And you have a weaponized mechanism that nullifies your effectiveness in this reality. There's a wasp trying to get in here.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah. Do you want to close that?
Okay.
Here we go. Cool. Now go back to what I was sharing. So you have a weaponized mechanism that it's activated through a route called shame and guilt. It disables a person. Shame and guilt completely disable the effectivity of a person in a specific, expansive way. So whenever you apply this weapon onto people, it's psychological, shame and guilt, they become suppressed in their ability. And a suppressed human deteriorates. You have to expand. That's why kids are expansive, they're explosive, they're out, because that's what life is. And kids are more full of life than most adults. Adults have more energy, like at least, contained energy, while kids are more alive or vital. When you understand that, you can use all the energy in your body to stay alive and vital with a bunch of vitality. But whenever you have been suppressed with shame and guilt, okay, this is a sin, that's bad, that's against God, all this other stuff, you don't even explore the different mechanisms and motors inside of you. So that being established, right? Seed retention is an amazing thing as long as it's approached in the right frame of mind. So if a man approaches seed retention because he hates women, wrong frame of mind. It's the wrong intentions. If a man approaches seed retention because he feels shameful, guilty because he's looked at corn, so like, let me just dedicate myself not to look at corn, still shame and guilt, wrong intentions. If a man is approaching seed retention out of love for himself, it's like, okay, cool, how can I give myself more energy and explore with this energy? It's the right intentions. When a man is doing it in the right intentions, if he spills and it comes out, no problem, no guilt, no shame, no worry. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, some came out, or it came out, okay, cool. There's plenty more. I can start over again, or just do it again. Not even start over. I'm just going, here's the next one. But if a person is exploring the seed retention, they bust or whatever, and it comes out and they feel guilt and shame, it was exposing the wrong intentions. So I say, until a person actually loves themselves, there's no need to even do seed retention. It's not even worth it. It's better to let it flow, because it needs to flow. Like, it's good for this stuff to flow. Like, let stuff come out of you that wants to come out. If it wants to come out and you can feel in your body, don't hold it in. You got to urinate. You got to poop. You want to spill. There's no shame or guilt. You're not better if you don't, or like worse if you do. There's no shame or guilt in any of this stuff. But it's the freedom of embracing yourself and loving yourself through everything that you do. And when you know yourself and love yourself, the things that you do are actually good for you, or like beneficial, or in love towards you. So yeah, a person can do seed retention. And I specifically do some sort of form of seed retention. I don't spill. And I'll go a month, 2, 3, whatever, without spilling. But if I do spill, it's good. If I don't spill, it's good. I'm not better if I don't spill. I'm not worse if I do spill. Because the whole purpose of the seed retention isn't to do a practice. It's to simply give myself more energy so I can be more conscious in reality and be present with myself and engage with it. That's the only purpose of seed retention. So if you're doing it to try to boost testosterone or do all this other stuff, it's manipulation, and the intentions are distorted and perverted. Because you don't like women, because you feel guilty, because you want to boost your body or change all this other stuff. No, you definitely don't want to do that one.
No, I'm actually closing it more.
Okay, cool. So if you're doing it because you don't like women, or red pill, whatever, black pill, like any of this stuff, if you do it in any other intentions except for want to know yourself and love yourself more, and there's no shame on if you spill or not, then yeah, explore. But it's not even that important. There's way more pressing issues and matters to explore, give your energy to, versus resisting not nutting. If it becomes obsessive and you're like, it's always on your mind, bro, just spill. It's way better. Because you have a life, and the whole purpose of life is to be engaged with yourself. So that would be my little touch on seed retention, but we can talk about it more. There's a whole world of it out there. Like, we can go deeper and to meditative states and all kinds of stuff, right? So, but you need to keep yourself active. Use it or lose it, right? So these things, like testes, are drivers, and each one does a specific one. Your left one and your right one are different. They do different things, but they're almost like drivers or generators, to where they produce a type of energy, almost like catheters, like anode and cathode and stuff like that, to where catheter, where they're, in a sense, they have a specific directed charge, almost like an AC current. You can go back and forth. And you can use this up your body and send energy, like electricity, almost throughout your body. And then with that, you can charge yourself up so you can become more conscious in reality. Everything that you should do should be to embrace reality more. If you're ever doing to have more muscles or whatever, you're wasting your energy and your time. All right, next question.
And a car said, you look like the highest expression of your pure soul. What is your advice for people who want to unlock their pure soul potential but feels blocked and disconnected?
A car, what is up? All right, cool. So
A car.
a car, like AKAR?
It's like AKAHHR.
Oh, AH. Okay. A car. A car. I'm
gonna let it out through the other way.
already got out.
Oh, it did? Yes. How?
Cool. So I appreciate that. I'm gonna let you know there's higher. This is not definitely not the highest. This is not the greatest. Like every single day, like if you look at me 2 years ago, I'm actually bigger now. I weigh roughly like 215 when I first rise out of bed every day, versus 2 years ago I was probably like 202, maybe like 201, maybe on average like 204. Let's say that, right? Now I'm like 240. I've gained 10 pounds. So throughout time, like my skin is becoming more radiant. If you actually look at my skin and see it, it's almost like a liquid polished metal. It doesn't really look like human skin anymore. Like it looks shiny, and I don't put anything on. There's no lotion, there's no oil or bronze, nothing like that. I don't put anything. I don't even use soap. People might find that kind of like, what? You don't even use soap? I don't even use this water. And my skin is like this shiny, like metallic liquid bronze type of appearance. Well, the longer I stay in this thing called the harmonic state, the more my body transforms into this thing that you were saying, like, is the purest state of the energy. I still have my own stuff. Like I'm human. I do stuff and I'm like, oh man, I could have probably done that better, or, you know, whatever. But I'm getting more and more and more and more and more to it. The more I stay in it, the easier it is, and the more I'm embodied by it, or I'm embodying it and occupying it. So if a person wants to get in that same thing, I call it the harmonic state. When you're in the harmonic state, everything in you is as it should be and operating as it should be. And when it is, life is a lot easier to live. You're a lot more calm. You have more energy. I think like last night I didn't go to bed till like 3 o'clock in the morning. The other night I didn't go to bed till 4 o'clock in the morning, because I've been having more energy and rising roughly around the same time. And I'm gonna shut this door here. So when you're in the harmonic state, it does a lot of stuff for you. It's not myopic. It's not a single lane. It's not one dimensional. It's multifaceted. So there's many points to it. It gives you more energy. It makes you look greater. It gives you symmetrical geometry. It does all these specific things, which attribute back into the engagement and your ability and your effectiveness. When you have more energy, you're more capable, competent. You're able to do things. When you look a specific way, it's a lot more easier to be friendly with people because you're symmetrical. When you're not sick, it's easier to think and have solutions and resolutions for any issue that might show up in your life. So when you enter the harmonic state, there are no blockages to that degree. So if you are experiencing blockages, the thing to do is not so much how to remove the blockage at this part, right? So the testosterone was something else, but like this blockage is a little bit different. That blockage is actually there to show you what's going on. So it's not like, okay, hey, I need to get there, because a lot of people will do that. They'll make this their goal. And if something's in the way here and they're going, they're like, how do I remove this so I can get here? And that, in a sense, is why people get stuck, because they're trying to go somewhere, and you don't try to go somewhere. Instead of trying to go here, what you do is you explore your life and you find out where a block is, and you're like, hey, what's this? And you allow the block to be the destination. Oh, I'm trying to find the block in me so I can know more about myself. How am I blocked? How am I limited? And you spend time with the block and having fun with it. because the block is the goal. You're not trying to get here. That's falsivity. That's a made up, fictitious figmentation that you comprise because you believe that this is greater than where you currently are, which is the goal. The goal is this made up thing in your head that you think this will be better than this. And yeah, there's some things that make life a lot easier and whatnot. But a lot of times whenever people get the goal that they want it, they find out it's empty and they need another goal and another goal. If you live life like that, you'll always be emptying yourself out, and it takes a lot of energy from you. It really takes your vitality, and people age and they die in that. But when you find out that whole system is like backwards, you're not trying to have a goal. You're trying to expand so much that you find where your blocks are and you have fun with your blocks. Oh, why do I have a block? Where'd this come from? How long has this been there? And you play with your block and like, whoa. And that's the part of you that you're looking to spend time with. Instead of trying to go here, like, I need to go there. I need to go there. This thing's in my way. Let me destroy it. No, that block is trying to reflect to you what's going on in your life. Maybe you had toxins or limiting beliefs or doubts, fears, traumas, whatever, to show you so you can know you better. Because once you know you better, you can absolve it completely within you, and you grow from it, and then you expand more. Then you find out eventually when you expand so much, you'll get here because you expand it so much, you consume this as well. And when you get in the harmonic state, it helps you expand easier because you have more energy and you have more clarity. Harmonic state is cleansing out your environment, establishing your body and having energy and having alignment in your thoughts. When you're in that state, everything's operating at highest efficiency or like optimal efficiency, and you're able to do that thing I just said. So that's how you want to approach it. You don't want to get over the blocks. You're looking for the blocks so you can absorb the blocks. The blocks are good. They're showing you.
Which Ariel said, I know you've said it many times.
I don't fast.
Many times.
That's what I said the most. I don't fast, guys.
I know you've said it many times, but I didn't get it until I joined the Discord. It all comes down to self-love. It's the basis, the path, and the point. Thank you for setting the example.
Ariel, I love you so much. And this is what I share with you guys. Like, you can get the guide, and the guide is extremely powerful. It's the step-by-step methodologies of how to enter the harmonic state. That's the guide is like the manual. It's an instruction manual. It's not a book. It's not like a novel or something like type of story time. It's literally like, these are the steps to get to the harmonic state. That's it. It's a manual, an instruction manual map. And the guide is amazing and it's powerful. But the Discord is like you are plugging in and you are tapping into the power station, the generator, the electricity plant, like the big corporation with all this stuff. Like you're plugging in. It's like, and things just make sense. What I see a lot of people do that's backwards is they want to read the guide first, then join the Discord. And I'm like, I'm promising you, you have it backwards. You want to join the Discord because when you join the Discord, the guide is going to make a lot more sense. Because a lot of people think, okay, well, here, let me at least read the guide so I know what to do in the Discord, which is helpful to know the guide because the Discord is kind of centered around it. But when a person reads the guide, they're coming from their frame of mind. The guide wasn't made in their frame of mind. It was made over here with this thing. So when you get the Discord, you're more exposed to other consciousness who are all coming into this higher way of thinking, and you kind of reflect how they're thinking with how you're thinking. So when you go and look at the guide, you're like, oh, I see it in this way. Kind of like Ariel's like, Ariel, right? Ariel?
Auriel.
Okay, hopefully I'm saying your name correct. Ariel. Now the statement is, yeah, you've been saying self-love, but coming from that way. When you join the Discord and you're like, oh, I see these consciousness truly engaging in it. Now it expands it over here. And now that you see self-love, like, I get it. It makes sense. And it's not something that you can just try to train yourself up to get. You need to be exposed to it. So the Discord, I have nearly 3,000 voice memos that I've left for you guys explaining in different dimensionalities of these different things like self-love and what self-hate is and all these different things. Obviously nearly like 3,000 times with like all this stuff. So I had a lot of topics. So you can be exposed to this and then like, oh my God, I see. Because it's the amount of energy that you have. If you don't have the energy to even operate in this bandwidth, it'll still be like, man, I don't get what this guy's talking about, man. Because a lot of people, they'll hear me talk. Not even a lot, but it's I've had it on multiple occasions. I'll say something as plain as day. Okay, if you want to get here, you got to understand the composition of your foundation. And then from there, you can build up. And then this makes sense and it comes by default, right? Some people will hear me and they're like, he ain't saying nothing. That's actually contradictive in and of itself when they say he didn't say nothing. Because like, okay, that means I did say something. Anyway. Because they don't have the energetic capacity to comprehend, they can't even see it. They can't even hear. I'm saying it as plain as day. Like, you need to know what your foundation's made of, and then you build from that and you achieve these goals or whatever you have by default automatically. But if you don't know what your foundation's made out of, your life is kind of like chaotic and random. So even though I clearly explain to people, they're unable to comprehend it, not because of like intelligence or something like that. Well, yeah, the toxins will blunt your intelligence. It will. But primarily because they don't have the energetic capacity to understand. If the understanding for what I'm saying is this wide, but when they come in with their energy, it's only this much, they're going to miss all the stuff and it won't grip and grab. It won't stick. They won't get it. So they have to have the energy to be able to even comprehend. This is why in the guide, I don't put self-love as the first thing, even though self-love is like one of the most important things in the guide. And the guide is kind of centered around self-love. It's not the first thing. The first thing is actually removing toxins, because those toxins are taking your energy. And when they take your energy, you have brain fog, you have tiredness and like lethargy and everything else. You won't even be able to comprehend self-love. So I say, hey, get the toxins out so you get the energy. And now when we have the energy, now it's like, whoa, I see what self-love is. Like, I see what you mean. Wow. Other people say self-love is like this, like, oh, take care of yourself, go on a girl date, like, come and do this for me, doing this for me. That's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about self-love, I mean from the very construct of what reality is. And when you have enough energy, you can see it like, oh, this goes way deeper than going on a girl date or like buying myself something because like, I'm treating myself nice. Like, this is actually the constructs of reality. But you have to have the energy to be able to comprehend it. Energy is nearly everything. So in the guide, I get you in the position to where you remove everything that takes your energy so you have enough energy to understand the rest of it. Because if you don't get the energy zappers out, you doing all the methods from the guide, you won't be able to comprehend it truly. Like, you'll kind of be confused, like, I don't know, why am I doing it? And all this other stuff. So that's why I structure it that way. It's all about having enough energetic capacity in your cognition to be able to comprehend anything that you're exposed to.
Laura on IG asked, what activities do you do to engage in life?
There's no, hey, what's up, Laura? There's no activity to do to engage in life. You engage in life, and then you just can do activities. So there's no activity to engage. I'm not going to do a breathing technique to try to engage in life. I'm just paying attention to what's here. How do I feel? What's going on? Like, there's no activity, there's no routine, there's no regiment, there's no schedule, there's nothing like that, because that's putting the cart before the horse. The horse is back here and the cart's here, and like the cart's going this way and that way, and the horse is trying to walk. It's backwards. You don't do something to engage in life. You engage in life first, and then whatever you do is prosperous and successful. This is why so many people are struggling even in the spiritual community. I can tell usually by wiry hair, like how wired their hair is and how baggy their eyes are. And like the texture and the quality of the skin for skin pigmentation, I could tell how much they're frying themselves with their spirituality. You can take that too. You guys can use that. Like when their hair is like super like wiry and like frizzled and stuff like that, they are spent. Gym people, when they have red skin and they have a lot of skin pigmentation, they are like, their organs are just like trashed out. So there's like a lot of indicators I use to like see what's going on in life. So when you aren't doing some sort of practice or method or routine to try to engage in life, you're not doing the routine to engage in life. You're engaging in life, and then everything you're doing after that, it doesn't matter if you're pooping or going to sleep or driving your car, you're doing it with life. I'm not doing this to try to engage in life. I'm already alive. It's already here. I'm already conscious. Now I'm just kind of being coherent of everything that I am inside of me, and I expand it out a little bit. I'm like, okay, cool. And whatever I do, whether it's talking to you guys, now tears are coming out of somebody else's eyes. If I go out and I drive, now people are getting blessed everywhere I go. Because it's not the activity that engages me with life. I engage with life by being conscious and coherent. So that's what life is. And not every activity I do is successful, is peaceful, is blissful.
And Raw Math asked, is life predestinated, like scripted, or are we the author?
Okay, cool. I appreciate that. It's a great question. I would say there are greater things to apply your energy towards. What do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? Where did this even come from? Will this extend your life and preserve your life? If you're thinking like, well, was this action that I want to do predestined, and what does it even matter? It's a trash bin. Those types of thoughts are like empty. They don't go anywhere. Like life being predestined doesn't really ever go it's like a vicious cycle that actually demotivates you in a sense. So we're talking about motivation earlier, right? Well, you don't need motivation when you're alive. You just do it because you love yourself. But like when you think in that way, like it actually takes your ambition out. So I don't really see, like, if it's predestined, then there's no reason to ever think about it. Predestined is the very confirmation that it should never be thought about. It confirms itself because it's predestined. So, okay, well, if it's already predestined, don't even think about it. Just like let it go. Who cares? But on the opposite end, if you are the author of your life, are you liking the story that you're writing? Are you liking what you're doing to yourself? Is this the words you want to place on the page today? Are you living that out? Are you being authentic, transparent, and upfront and honest with yourself? And if not, why? One of the biggest detriments of people is that they lie to themselves. And that's why they live in delusionment and vicious cycles, because they're not honest with themselves. They're not transparent. But when you live a life that's authentic and you're real with yourself, every chapter, every page is glorious. So no matter if it's predestiny or free will, are you liking what you experience, and take that energy right there and apply to your life to make it the best predestined life ever or the best free will life ever? Let me use the restroom.
Okay.
Cool. I'll see this here. We won't do that again. There's a time I used the restroom and then I didn't put my mic back on. So like for a whole 5 minutes, I was just talking without a mic. If there's any mic things, guys, just let us know. You can ask or say.
Totally.
All right, cool. Next.
Right. So, Full of Energy on YT YouTube asked how to stop doing things that I know is better not to do, and then feeling shame and guilt, like looking the phone or talking bad about to people, etc.
Cool. This is multifaceted as well, right? So how do these are then I type of thing, right? So there's multiple ways here. The first thing is this. What do they say? What, like verbatim? What's that first line? How do I
stop doing things that I know is
stop?
better.
Stop. Okay, cool. Thank you. That I know. How do I stop doing things that I know? Here's the thing with that. It is a knowing issue. This is why you can't stop, because actually the truth is, or the actuality of the matter is, you don't know what's better for you. That's why you're not doing it. You always do what you believe is best by default. Even if you think it's bad, you still think this is better than that. That's why you're not doing that. If I put before you $1 million in one hand and $10 in the other hand, 100% of the time you would choose $1 million, because you know 1 million is more than 10, that you actually have 10 inside the million. So you have the million and 10, because already the 10 inside the million. But you, in your life, don't choose that because you don't actually know that that's better. And that's why you don't choose it, because you're unfamiliar. You think you know in your primary consciousness, but in your subconsciousness, you don't actually know. And there's a lot of confusion. Most likely you lie to yourself. You don't keep your promises. You show up late. If you say something, you don't keep your word, or there's something like that in your life, and mainly to yourself. You start a diet and then stop, and now you feel guilty and shame, and now you don't even trust yourself. So when you say something, you don't even believe that you'll do it. And it kind of goes in that type of manner. So the resolution for all of this, right, now that we actually know what this is to know yourself. It doesn't matter what you do, because there's no good or bad. Here's the surprise in reality. That's actually not better. That's actually not good. This is actually not bad. There is no good or bad. There's simply what you're doing, and you label it. You give it the title, you say, but there is no good. There is no bad. So now that you know that, the next step is to know yourself. There's a remote over here.
Right here.
Remote for the TV.
Over there.
Under it? Cool. You're awesome. So now that you know there is no good or bad, but just what you label it to be, you're telling yourself this thing is better. So you go into a spiral of guilt. So you're implementing and applying guilt onto yourself for something that you said is actually better, when it's not better. It's not better in a sense, to a degree, or it's not good. That's not bad. So it's all self-inflicted. It's all self-applied. The guilt and shame is self-serving. The amount of guilt, and here's the resolution where I'm coming home with this. This is we're crossing the goal with this. The guilt and shame that you're feeling is the chasm, or the divide, or the separation to create the space of how much you don't know yourself. And that's why you're feeling that much guilt and that much shame, because that's the distance you don't actually know yourself. So when you don't know yourself, guilt and shame fill the gap. So what's the solution then? Spend time with yourself. Know yourself. Talk to yourself. Ask yourself questions. Why did I do this? Don't judge yourself. Don't interrogate yourself, but simply approach yourself like, hey, look, why did I want to do this? Like, where is this even from? Like, who said this? And you'll find out a lot of things that you want to do weren't even an actual desire in your heart. This is what other people told you. So now you're living somebody else's life in a sense. Which is why a lot of times you don't want to do stuff. It's because it wasn't even your own original desire. Like, you only do this because they said. So when you go in and spend time with yourself, be with yourself, you go down and you find out like, oh snap, that wasn't even placed there by me. This is somebody else's. I don't even want that. What do I want? You start finding yourself. When you find yourself, you're confident in yourself and you move with yourself because you know what you want. When you know what you want, there's no room for shame, because you're only doing what you want anyway. And you wouldn't even be shameful about doing what you actually want to do, because that's why you want to do it, because you actually want to do it. But if you're noticing you're not doing the things that you say you want to do, most likely it's from somewhere else. It's not even a personal desire, and you just want to do it because someone else told you. But you wouldn't even know that until you pull everything back and spend time with yourself. So the resolution for all this is get to know yourself. That's just showing you how much you don't know you, how much you don't actually spend time, quality time with yourself. I'm not saying being alone in a room playing music and like drawing. no music, no nothing, just being with yourself, listening to your thoughts, talking to yourself, having a conversation, a dialogue with yourself, and seeing, what do I want to do? Okay, this. Why do I want to do this? Oh, because of that. Where did this even come from? Over here? Oh, okay. Well, do I actually want to do this? No. Okay, then what do I want to do? And you have a conversation with yourself. No music, no distractions, no drawing, no nothing, no just dancing, but just sitting with your thoughts and like listening to yourself. And you got to do this over the course of your life. You don't have to do it, but like this is what life is. So you sit with yourself for the rest of your life. You'll be sitting with yourself for the rest of your life, talking with yourself, being your own best friend, like actually listening to what you're saying, feeling good.
So Danny on Facebook asked, does every different country or nationality have a different frequency and level of consciousness?
Level is more of like an amplitude in a sense, while frequency might be like your, like the how frequent it is.
Instagram got kicked out.
Let's go back on.
I can add the stream while we're live.
If not, it's all cool. So would I say that they have a different frequency? Not necessarily, no, because like all frequency is primarily like 20 to 30 hertz per second. So all people around the world usually are consciously somewhere in the range of 20 to possibly even 40 or even 50 hertz per second in the frequency of their consciousness. So no, like everything's really the same. Now, do people think differently? Would that same, so they'll take that same type of consciousness and think over here versus people who grew up over there think over here. Yeah, it's different. I do see people have less awareness, I would say, in other countries. I think the awareness is more so what it is, which is not really the frequency or the consciousness itself, but like what people are even aware of. Because there's so much pollution in these other countries, like especially like packed, crammed cities, people's awareness, their mind's still pinging. It's where the worry, the doubt, the stress comes from, is the frequency. So they're still as conscious, they're just not as aware. So they're internally in their head occupied with their own worries, doubts, fears, or like limiting beliefs or whatever. And they're not taking the same energy and going out and saying like, what's even around me? What's going on? So they're not as aware. And it kind of goes really everywhere. Like, so it doesn't matter if I go to the US, I think is a little bit more prone to being aware than other countries just because of the development there. Because now once you're exposed to something, it's always exposed. Versus some of these countries have never been exposed to what's in the US. So you expand your awareness by exposure. I've been exposed to quite a bit. You know, I've said on multiple times, you know, multiple streams, like, you know, my childhood, everything I went through. And this is even why I'm traveling the world, is to get the energetic resonance of that specific land and everything else, but also to expose myself to new things. Mikey exposed, right? Like how we like even started this out. So when you expose yourself, even in the same frequency, right? 20, 30 hertz or whatever it's measured by, the exposure expands your awareness. And now you're just aware of more things because you saw that when these people have never seen it. So now you're more familiar with that. Like I've seen statues and deities and temples that these people over here have never seen. But they may have seen something I've never seen. So it kind of goes like that. So life ultimately, and consciousness and all this other stuff, kind of is what you make of it.
And Drag on Fire asked, bro, please, can you explain how your physical and spiritual health in simple words, please?
Dragon Fire? Drag on Fire?
Yeah.
Cool. What's up, man? Yeah, totally, man. So first thing about me, I actually don't believe in health. That's the crazy part. I don't believe in health. So I don't ever focus on, what was it physical health? You know what they said? And spiritual?
Yeah.
I don't believe in health, so I don't really go after physical health because it's more of a distraction and manipulator, because you can be comfortable because you consider yourself healthy and still have a heart attack. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in being aware and being alive. Like, what's going to give me the most life, energetic vitality that's coursing through my body at all times? I'm not looking for health, because people are like, okay, they can be complacent with a routine that actually isn't even all that healthy. That's why people go to the gym. I'm like, that's not healthy. It's not health. It might be healthy in their terms, but like, it's not life to go to the gym. It takes life from you. It takes your vitality. It actually takes your ambition. People give a lot of their energy to the gym and they don't do anything else in life because all their energy went to the gym. But the people who are going to the gym and they're ambitious, they are drained, and a lot of them develop autoimmune disorders. Like, a lot of them. They don't tell you, but they have issues going on behind the scenes. So me, I never focus on health. I might use the term because you guys are familiar with it, but I never focus on health. I focus on vitality, aliveness, energy. Those are like my measurements, you know. But I don't really focus on it too much physically. I'm just aware of everything. Like, what's the temperature in here? What's the weather outside? How much sleep did I get? Like, what's going on? How do I feel? How are the people around me? What are they thinking? I don't focus on health. I focus on what's happening in reality. And as I do that, I end up looking like this. I have a great vitality. I have a great physique and everything else. And spiritual health, right? Same thing. I still don't believe in health. I also really don't believe too much in spirituality. So I don't really concern myself too much with the spiritual side of stuff. More of the cognitive, mental, even like metaphysical, but not so much the spirit. I don't really concern myself too much with the spirit. So spiritual health to me isn't really even a thing. I think it's just a term that people convince themselves to believe, so they give their energy into a void that's not reciprocating. Maybe mentally here, but it doesn't really show anywhere else. So I say, if you take those words, it'll make you extremely successful. And that's what I do. I'm successful in my body. I'm successful with the people around me. I don't get in fights. There's no arguments. There's no energy vampires. Like, everybody around me gets healed. People cry when they just hear me talk. Like, so, yeah.
So he asked, so how to improve the vitality?
By becoming aware of everything in your life. You don't try to improve the vitality. The vitality is just the signature. It's the indicator of the amount of correct awareness that you've taken in and interpreted. So the goal isn't really vitality. The vitality is the receipt or the confirmation, like I said earlier, the indicator that what you're doing is actually life. When you live what life actually is, you have the vitality there. People are like, do you go to the doctor and get checked up? I'm like, I look better than the doctor. Why would I go? Because they would measure health on that way, which is like barely getting by. I don't want that. That's a low standard. I want vitality in life itself. So I look at myself every day, like, how do I feel? Do I have energy? Am I conscious? Am I coherent? What's going on? Is there any pain in my body? Like, all this other stuff. So I take inventory of everything that's happening, and I interpret it with the awareness that I've been given by focusing on the pillars of life itself, like I mentioned in the guide. And once I judge and measure everything through those pillars, I find out what's not life, and I remove it. And when I remove it, life comes in. When I remove what takes life, that space is always filled, because there's no voids in reality. Everything is connected. There's no breaks or voids or nothingness in reality. Everything's filled with something. Everything's connected and touched. So whenever you understand that there's no voids, the only thing that can come in is life. So life itself, vitality, and the vitality is the confirmation you've actually been living. There's things that are not life, that are anti-life, and there are things that life definitely is. And that's how I have everything else, like the vitality and everything else. Only focusing on life. If it's not life, I don't care. And it's made my body undeniable, my consciousness undeniable, the way I think is undeniable. Like, okay, my body is like ripped, right? Like I'm here, I'm not even flexing. This is me actually flexing, right? So even not flexing, my body's like ripped. Usually people at this level would have low energy. They're like, man, like you're like competition ready type, like leanness, right? I'm like super lean, but they wouldn't even have this much energy being this lean. I have a bunch of energy and I'm this lean and I'm this ripped and I haven't worked out in 6.5 years. So I have all this stuff. Now, that's a huge sign, right? But if you just listen to what I'm saying, like forget my body and just listen to what I'm saying, it's like this dude's able to process and break stuff down in dimensional ways that we've never even thought before. Like I've never thought about like this. And everything he's saying is like that. It's not just like, oh yeah, he said a banger there. The entire life is like, whoa. It's like you're flipping the shade and the lighting on it and like the cube, and you're seeing it from all these different positions and angles and perspectives. Like, I've never even thought about it like this. So even my mind is showing, there's attributes of my mind that shows that I'm able to think in a greater dimensional way, which is a heavy resource. So the development of the consciousness is also exemplifying attributes of greater levels, along with the body, along with the sustainability and everything else. So that's how you know if you're living, because everything's expanding, your mind, your body, and everything else. I'm more so focused on the consciousness. I like the body's great, but this is like a byproduct. I don't concern myself primarily with the body. The body's cool, but like it's going to come either way. I'm focused on how am I thinking? What am I thinking? What am I aware of? That's what I mainly focus on. Like I spend probably 90% of my energy just, what am I aware of? How am I thinking? What's my approach to this? What's going on? What's happening? And whenever I do that, I get all the other stuff.
And Dragonfire said, it's hard to understand. Tell me some steps how to be at the state you're right now, please.
That's great. Remember, guys, this is your first time hearing this stuff. So like you didn't go to school in your first day and then graduate all the way to college or university. You had to go to school every single day, every year for 12 years before you even went to university. Some of you got to skip, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? There's a summer vacation or a break, but nonetheless, you're back in school. So don't put that pressure on yourself to understand everything I'm saying all right now, or you just won't. That type of thinking holds you back. There's a process, there's development, there's comprehension. It's okay to chew on stuff. Like when you go to sleep and rise, things are established in your psyche better. So if you're studying, you can study some notes and then take a nap or go to sleep. And then when you rise, it's actually remembered in you. So you haven't even slept yet. So don't push yourself so hard that you have to understand everything I'm saying right now, because you're just now witnessing me for the first time. And I'm speaking on years of a understanding that I've applied, that I've had experiences with, that has solidified to be able to say these things fluently. So there's no rush, there's no pressure or anything like that. But if you want a more practical way to apply these things, obviously the guide is the step-by-step manual of how to enter like the harmonic state and do these things and be aware of, and the vitality life and everything else. It's roughly 350 pages. So it's not just like one page or a pamphlet, like it's pretty thick. So it would take you even time to understand that, but it's a step-by-step approach to it. The Discord's always cool, but I would say listen to these videos over and over again. So if you want step-by-step ways, or better yet, if you want to grasp this more, then induce yourself with it. Saturate your entire, you have an atmosphere around you, a medium that can transfer sound. Fill this medium with this teaching or with this saying, meaning turn a TV on or speakers and play this stuff and completely permeate yourself with what's being said, and you'll absorb it and it'll be understood with time. Like the person, Ariel, who was talking about like, man, you always said self-love, but I didn't get until you went to the Discord. So they've heard me say self-love so many times, but it wasn't until this experience with self-love made sense to them. So they had to hear it multiple times. So in the same manner, That's how you actually learn. Inundate yourself completely with whatever it is you're wanting to know, and then you'll have it passively. You'll absorb it through osmosis. Again, that's why I make all these videos, these lives here I do for YouTube. I don't monetize them. So that way you guys can listen to this on repeat without ads or commercials or interruptions or breaks. Meaning I don't make any money on them. So they're here for you guys just to absorb and take in. Use it. Use that tool. Use that resource. It's very powerful.
So Art Heal Fast and Drag on Fire both asked, where can I get your guide?
There's a website here at the bottom. And there, Mikeybreathes. You just go there, Mikeybreathes.com. And the guide's there. If you get the guide, you have a free week in the Discord. So come in and check it out. Or you can sign up to the Discord, which is on the drop-down menu. Hit the Discord. If you sign up for a full year there, you get the guide and the meal plan for free. And you're in the community for a year. I have almost 3,000 voice memos in the Discord. There's training videos. We just had the family gathering yesterday, which is like every 2 weeks, like bi-weekly. We'll come together. I'll do a live with just the people in there, and I'll answer everyone's questions individually, like specifically with those people like who are there. And some of the answers like range to like 20, 30 minutes long in response. I think yesterday's family gathering was like 5 hours. I spent 5 hours just speaking to everybody in there. Very powerful stuff. I can say whatever I need to say without any like, worries or doubts or like, okay, something's going to happen, like repercussions in a sense. But yeah, so the Discord, if you sign up for a full year, you get the guide and the meal plan for free. And you can find that all on Mikeybreathes here.
And Laura asked, is the guide enough without the Discord?
The guide is extremely powerful. If you want to enter the harmonic state, the guide is the step-by-step application of entering the harmonic state. The only thing I would say with that is you're coming from your specific reference and your frame of mind, and you're looking into something that's usually in a greater expansive density than what you've been exposed to. It's simplistic. It's easy to read it. There's no crazy nomenclature in there or something that would be difficult to process or understand. It's very basic, step by step. Although we have the ability to deceive ourselves or limit ourselves or blunt ourselves. So when you're reading this thing your way, you might take it in manners that aren't the most direct route. So I say the Discord is very powerful with the guide because you see other conscious beings, other people, other consciousness in there also go in this direction. You kind of ping off of how they're also saying it as well. Like, oh, I see when he says this, he actually means like this. And it's expedited. So your results come faster. That's one reason. But associate with the guide, that would say that'd be the main reason with the Discord. But when it comes to the Discord period, there's energy that I put in there specifically that I only give there because I can't share it here because I would get flagged, because I say very explicit stuff that I can't say on social media. Rated R, rated X, rated like what? How do we even rate this? Like, what is this guy saying? Some things are like, whoa, what the? Not even just like not bad or anything like that, but just like I turn the spout on and I let the water flow. I don't think about, okay, the repercussions of what I'm saying. And when people intake this energy, they absorb it and it comes throughout their body and like expands them. And like when they have this energy, they move faster. So the Discord is going to help accelerate the process of understanding and applying the guide in your life and the effects of it. But if you just buy the guide by itself, it has everything. It has everything that you need. You don't have to have the Discord membership or anything like that. The guide is complete by itself. But it's cool also having accountability and community and other people doing it and seeing their results and how it's impacting their lives. And then everyone's like sharing testimonies like, wow, I'm seeing other people win with the same thing that I'm doing. Like it encourages you that you're going to win too and that you're winning. So it kind of like it feeds on each other like a positive feedback loop.
I love all these questions. LKIFEK said, why do I sometimes feel like I'm too aware of my body?
Some mango juice that Lay made and the ladies. It's pressed mangoes through like a cheesecloth and mix with some coconut water. It's mango juice. That is freaking delicious. Oh my God.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're too aware of your body, can I see the name, please? Like, let me see the person.
Yeah. It's right here. LKIFEK.
That's IK.
Oh, okay. Well, it has an L for the.
Oh, they are lowercase actually. Okay, cool. I feel like I know this person. I feel like the energy that's coming off of the screen, I think I might know this person. Like not person, like not. I think I know this person. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. That's cool.
I don't know any of y'all. Like if Roro comes on or Kiara, I was like, hey, what's up? But I don't like secretly know y'all. There's no one commenting in the back, but this person here, I think I know this person. Maybe that's just my suspicions. But, you know, energy. If you feel like you're too aware in your body, this is what I would say. This is what I would say. If you feel like you're too aware in your body, then you're actually not that aware in your body. Because if you were aware, then you wouldn't be too aware. You'd be right aware. But because you feel like you are aware, you actually don't feel like you're enough aware. So you put more awareness into it because you don't feel like you're aware enough. And when you're aware of that, you see like, oh, you're overcompensating with your own awareness in your body because you feel like there's something that's missing there. There's something that you feel like is missing that you need to know about yourself that you probably don't know, or you're telling yourself that you don't know. So you're trying to put more awareness in your body, like looking for it versus just feeling what's going on, feeling what's happening. Just feel it. Just like feel it. You can interpret it as it comes, but you don't have to go look as much. Breathe, center yourself, bring your consciousness in, and just feel whatever you're feeling. And, you know, I'm not saying you can allow emotionality, but I'm saying like physical sensation, pain, soreness, or anything like that, pleasure, euphoria, goodness, feel it. And understand that most likely you and your mind are telling yourself something, and that's why you feel like there's a bunch of awareness, because you're actually looking for something because you're not aware of that. You have to kind of grip your mind around it a little bit, like apply it to understand what I'm saying, but that's why that result happens of a person being too aware. It's the confirmation that they're not aware.
And Danny on Facebook asked, how do you know where to travel to for different energetic resonances? Does it have anything to do with the energetic ley lines of the planet?
That's a great one, Danny. I like that a lot. Yeah, so there's ley lines all around the planet where like there's meridians, like convergences of where energy just meets, right? You can take like the little water finders, they'll start like moving and all this stuff. It's very interesting. Like there are places that are extremely energetically powerful, right? That's why you see clouds gather around mountains. Like there's enough energy there, or it affects the air enough to where clouds gather around like volcanoes. There's all this land over there, there's no clouds, but like right there specifically by the volcano, like it gathers that energy, pulls it in. So I thought so.
I was like, I'm not expecting someone, but maybe it's a delivery.
Yeah, maybe so. I'll help lay with her.
Yeah.
I love it too. Yeah. So now, I don't travel to a specific place for its energetic resonance. I travel everywhere for that place's specific energetic resonance, if that makes sense. I'm not saying like, okay, cool, there's a specific energetic resonance over there. Let me go there because I know that energetic resonance. I just travel all the world because I know every place has a specific energetic resonance. So when I get there, I'll stay there. That's kind of how I travel. I just travel to the next country over. So I'm currently in Nepal, and I came to Nepal from India because Nepal is just the next country over. And I kind of made my way like that all around the world. So I went to South America. I went like in a big counterclockwise. And I went to Asia. I kind of went down and up and over and in mainland Asia. So yeah, I should go to the next country over and just get that energy, because all the world, it's crazy that, man, when you cross one border to another, there's different animals, there's different environments and climates. It's crazy. That's how they usually like separate borders anyways, because like there's some sort of difference, a river or desert or something like that. So yeah.
Which LKIFEK said, in what kind of way do you know me? Because you seem familiar to me, even though I know I never met you in person or anything.
Well, I just see you and I hear you and I remember your questions. One of your questions was, when was the last time I cried? You had another question that you asked me of, man, what was it? I don't want to spend the energy to remember the question because I'd rather answer you guys' questions, but like that, it's a familiar energy. I'm like, huh, cool. Let me see.
So, oh wait, I need to go back to Aurel, not Aurelia, sorry, Aurel said, you've mentioned a few times that being overweight reflects a need for self-protection / need to feel safe. What does being underweight a reflection of?
Like not good enough. Can never be as good enough to be accepted by society a lot of times. A lot of underweight people are over sciences and
Technology, maybe.
technology not as much, but yeah, like not being good enough. So I don't see too many like overweight like orchestra players and stuff like that because they're like people in that type of field, not just music, but I'm saying like that type of sophistication. And it's not just because they have a healthy diet; it's because they spend so much energy thinking how can they be better because they don't feel good enough.
That's cool to know. And Ooze Air asks, what made you come to the conclusion that eating raw meat is the highest way?
Well, I think that's a good question. I would say that eating raw meat in itself is not the highest way, but it's an application of a way of consumption that's more beneficial to extract minerals than if you would heat it. So the highest way is consciousness itself. That's like it's supreme consciousness. And there's attributes and steps to get there, or at least to be, the fullness of it and embrace it and occupy it. And some of those things would be to get as many nutrients as you possibly can to gear and fuel the ability of having and sustaining that consciousness. So if you're trying to get all these nutrients and all that energy, there is a bit of detriment whenever you heat something up. It manipulates it, it changes it. There's a physical change, there's a chemical change. Compounds can be like fused together, and when you heat them, all kinds of stuff can happen. That you may not be able to get all the compounds than if you just eat it raw. So eating raw meat may be more beneficial to get more compounds from if you're at the ability to consume it without any sort of detriment. Meaning if you've never eaten raw meat before, you might get sick because you don't have the ability developed in you to eat it. So you'd eat it and throw it up, which wouldn't be good at all or the highest way. But if you develop yourself over the years and you've acclimated yourself to consuming and being able to efficiently extract minerals from something that's mildly cooked, then you can go into eating something like that raw and benefit from it versus it being a detriment. This is why a lot of things in the guide, I tell you, well, the first 6 to 9 months, don't eat it because right now you can't consume it and absorb it and have a benefit from it. But once your body develops through the guide and you evolve, you'll be able to consume these things and that things and this thing and all this other stuff. And you'll be able to absorb it in your body. Once you absorb it in your body, then you can evolve the next level and then you can absorb the next thing. That's why you guys see me eating rocks and stuff like that. It's like, I don't think that people should eat rocks, but when you get to a certain way, your body becomes so optimized, you can extract almost minerals from anything. I can extract energy from pain. I remember one time I was doing a very painful act. My partner and I hurted me, and I was able to absorb that pain of the act, and I was like being powered by it. So yeah, that's a wild story.
And
she thought I just really liked it. She's like, oh yeah, you must have been good, huh? I'm like, no, it hurt. That hurt so bad, but it was cool because I was happy because I felt I was like being able to absorb the pain and take such immense pain. I'm like, I didn't know I could do this.
And Dag asked, do you think it's better to live a short life that you love or a long life that is mediocre?
Well, it's a cool question, but with all things, there's always more than one answer, like more than one way or more than one option. So like, is it this or that? I would say it's this over here. It's best to live a life that's full, that's aware, that you would even know why you love something or not, and then find out why would life even be mediocre when you have the fullness of the universe. How could a life ever be mediocre when you see the fullness of the universe? It can't. It triggers you. It inspires you to act upon it. Sometimes unconsensually, like without consent. You just end up living this great life, and it's almost like you're flowing, and you didn't even have a say so, really. So if we're gonna go on like hypotheticals, I'm gonna make up a new hypothetical and say just the highest way. That way we give our energy into something that's at least beneficial towards us versus like, I don't want to live a short life. I would have already been dead. I'm almost 40. So a short life would have been like some of my high school friends died 16. Some other friends died at like 20 in their 20s. I've had people die like who were like, I was hanging out with this dude, and then all of a sudden I know he's dead. Josh Quinn, Richard Savercool, like a couple people like who I know, like, oh yeah, my buddies, like we've hung out, we've done stuff. They're dead. So my short life is up. Like if I was going to live a short life, would have been done. Now I'm like almost like a middle-aged life, and it's been anything but mediocre. So I didn't live a short life. I got beyond that, and I'm not living a mediocre life. This is my 30. I think it's my 31st country. Pretty sure China's going to be my 32nd country. I'm about to go to China soon, and my life is crazy. Like I'm pretty chill. Like I have a very what's the word I'm looking for, man? Not state. I have a very like sustainable life. I don't do anything too crazy, but every day is like a wild experience mentally because I'm experiencing so much and so many new things that like I'm always being like opened to what is. All right, cool. That's what I would say.
By the way, Oriel said, thank you for your answer, Mikey. I know which questions I'll be asking myself. Why do I feel like I'm not good enough? And also he sent a mind blown emoji for your answer.
I love you.
And
I love you.
which LKIFEK said, yeah, you're right. I asked that on Insta and got on YouTube because there were too many questions on there. Do you really?
That's how you bypass it. That's smart. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very smart. It's like, okay, hey, there's too many questions here. Mine might not get read. Let's go over here.
And they said
like
you
that.
do have really good intuition and awareness.
I'm telling you, man, like something happened the other day.
I was doing this on there and you were doing this.
Wow. That's an intuition. And like we did the family gathering yesterday. So I'll go live on the Discord and all these people will come. And there was this one person's time to ask their question. And they're asking me a question. I'm like, and in my head, I already knew, but I have to ask it politely. I can't just assume. I can't just be like, hey, man, this. I got to prop it up to make it, seem like I'm not being, overly controlling or something like that. Not that I care. You can do whatever you want. But I can tell he's wearing shoes. I'm like, hey, are you wearing shoes? And he's like, no, I usually don't wear shoes, but yeah, I am now. I'm like, yeah, take those off. Take off your shoes. Like, don't wear shoes. I can just feel through the camera, this person's wearing shoes because like the way they were talking, I'm like, and the intuition is this sensory perception and correct interpretation. That's all the stuff is. It's not like I'm psychic or something. I think I am actually psychic, but that's a whole other story. This here is whenever you hear the senses, the person sounds constricted. So I'm listening to them, they sound like they're bound up, like they're tied. The only thing that you would have is a belt or some shoes. So I'm like, you're wearing shoes, aren't you? Like, yeah. Because their voice and the tonality they're speaking in sounds like they're bound. The person even said, I usually don't wear shoes. But this one time I was like, yeah, I can tell because it's in your voice and it's in this. There was a time in Korea where I feel like I can talk to you guys like for real. So I started gaining like psychic powers heavily in Korea, South Korea, and everything was talking to me. Like a person would talk and I could hear like, I'm wearing shoes, even though he's talking about like, hey man, how do I travel? He's like, hey, how do I travel? And blah, 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 blah. But when he's talking, I hear him, hey, I'm wearing shoes and I don't need to be wearing this. Help me. So when I was in Korea, like everything started talking to me, my phone, not like my phone's talking to me or the bed or something like that, but I can hear interpretations of what this thing's trying to express to me. And that's why I understood, or at least got a greater understanding, like all this stuff is sensory. It is speaking. And now all that's needed is my right interpretation. And if I do that, life will be smooth. So I try to do the best I can with that interpretation. And there's a lot of like things I shouldn't know that I know. It's a little fly. Don't worry about it.
Okay. And
that's why you want energy, actually. Like you want energy to be able to properly interpret what you're experiencing. What am I actually seeing? Not okay, I see that, but what am I actually seeing? Okay, I hear that. What does it actually mean? Okay, I taste this. What is it actually? Can I smell this? Where is it actually coming from? You want the actuality of the matter, and you do that when you have enough energy. That's why with the guide, I have you get as much energy as possible. That's why fasting is ridiculous, because it depletes you. That's why people lose weight, because they're depleted. Yeah, when you deplete, you lose weight. So fasting is ridiculous when you live the true life. When you live the true life, you want as much energy as possible so you can interpret it. But fasting and starving and just mono diets and everything else, just meat, just veggies and stuff like that, it's like you're depleting yourself of the energy you could have. So with a guide, I have you get as much energy as possible, because you're going to need it to interpret all this stuff, because it takes a lot of energy. So my head is grown. Like if you see my head in the back, it's grown. I don't know how the cameras. Could you put the camera so I can see it? Let me know if you see it, Sash. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
You see, like the back of my head started to cone out because I've been sending so much energy here in my head. My head was flat, like it would go like this, but now it goes like this and it goes up here. This part, my head starts to cone.
Mateo asked, even outside is better to not wear shoes?
Oh, of course, definitely outside. That's the main place. Well, yeah, just don't want to wear shoes, period. Like if you're in the city and it's like dirty and disgusting, yeah, it's okay to wear shoes. I'd recommend wearing sandals, just like keep your feet open. But the second you get some grass, or you can take the sandals off, take them off. Like I don't wear shoes while driving. I haven't worn shoes like where I lace them up since, I think I'm going to say November of 2023 was the last time I wore shoes. November 2023 was the last time I wore shoes. So you have all of 2024, all of 2025. So yeah, nearly 3 years. Nearly. I'm not too far away from it.
What about the glacial walk? Did you have to wear shoes then?
That was before November 2023.
Oh, okay.
That was in February. Yep, 2020.
Okay. Yep. So Full of Energy asked, what is the deep meaning of eating nails?
Eating nails? Like fingernails? Like chewing your fingernails, or like iron nails that you hammer with? We gotta come back to that one. Like, what do you mean? I've never recommended eating nails, so like let me know what you're talking about.
Oh.
All right, cool.
And also Mateo is asking, hey Mikey, do you and the girls sleep in the same room and on the same bed, or you have different ones because of different possible sleep needs?
We usually sleep all in the same bed. Usually, yeah. It depends if I have a girl over, like girls like me. So sometimes they'll come in, they'll spend the night. I'll spend the night in that bed with that girl, while the ladies who are here primarily will go and sleep in the other room, the main room that we usually sleep in. So I'll take the new girl and I'll sleep with her in like one of the extra rooms here. And when she's not here, or like something like that, I will usually sleep with the ladies, usually. But yeah, I mean, sleeping with me is good. So I don't think they would sleep good if they weren't sleeping with me. I give off this energy that wherever I go, there they are. Here's Lay. Here's Sasha, right? So, and if I leave this room and go into that room, then they'll also come to that room. If I leave this room and go to that room or outside, they'll also go outside. So I have this energy that just draws people in. So it's the same thing. Whenever I go to bed, it draws them in. So usually we all sleep together. It's an energy that's like, man, it's transformed so many of my partners. Like when this, like you can feel the heat coming from my body. Like today, I was sitting down here on this part of the bed, and I got up, and then like Lay sat there. She's like, dude, it's so hot. Like there's heat coming on. I can feel the heat because I'm always emitting just so much. Just like I think one day, eventually, you'll be able to see the heat waves coming off my body. It's like there's like so much heat. I produce a lot of heat, which is also why women like to sleep with me because they're usually cold. So this heat, I think, is also not just a temperature type of heat, but it's also like it's an attracting. It's given off because of the pull that what I'm pulling in from reality and understanding and the way my body's operating. So that same pull will draw people to me, and usually draws the women. The ladies come sleep with me as well, and it feels good. So whenever this energy is doing the thing, if I have a new partner, she'll get a glow up. Like, you know, I'm already with beautiful people. Like they're already beautiful when I get with them. But when a girl comes into my life and she's just surrounded by this energy and it's like peace and love and all this other stuff, and just like what this is, like it's real in a sense. She absorbs it in herself and she'll get leaner and more beautiful, and her face will become more symmetrical and she'll glow more. She'll become more beautiful from it. It's very powerful.
And Danny asked, so the amount of time you spend in a certain area is judged by how you feel?
Usually I spend as much time in a specific area by how long my visa allows. That's a big indicator, or big, like, you know, requirement. Like, well, how long can I stay here without having to go through hoops to stay longer? So here in Nepal, I will be here for 5 months, and that's long. I've never been anywhere for 5 months. So this is the longest country I've ever been in. But it's also like I've had the most success and prosperity, the most fame. When I came here, like our first month here, like one of Lay's reels blew up and I got over 8 million views. And I was in that reel and Sasha was in that reel. And I'm walking around in here in the city and stuff, and people are like, you're that guy from that reel. Like people here would notice me. There was even some foreigners. There was a dude from Nebraska who came over here to Nepal. And he's like, man, I think I've seen you before. I think I've seen you on like face. Like, I think this is, you know, when I first came to Nepal, I had like 20,000 something followers. Now it's like 85,000 on IG, and then like 36,000 on my Facebook like page. I think another 26,000 on my personal page, and like over 5,000 on YouTube. And yeah, everything blew up. So the energy here has like absorbing it has like made me like more of a household name. I've had Hollywood actors like who are in blockbuster Hollywood movies reach out to me in my DMs, like, dude, like, what's the secret? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, you got like millions of followers and all other stuff. It's like, what? This is crazy. So the energy here has really launched me off. So guess what? I want to stay here longer because it feels good. But if I don't feel as good at a place, I'm more prone to leave. I'm like, all right, cool. This is cool. Like, I'll leave. But I usually stay at a place for about a month. I usually stay at like one house. I usually change houses every month. I'll stay at a place for like roughly a month. But if I really like the place, I'll stay there for 2 months. This place here, I will be here for 4 months. So like I've never stayed at a place for like longer than 2 months. I very rarely stayed at a place for a month, like over a month. I've stayed here for will be 4 months. So this place has been great. And just fill it out. If I feel good, stay. If I don't, then yeah, whatever. But also there'll be a time like, okay, it's time to go, bro. Like, time to get up and go. That's what China was. Like my next place is China, and I felt like it's my destiny to go there. Like if I don't go there, cool. like, written, predestined, whatever. But I feel the dragon in me, like when I go there, like you talk about things being unlocked and like fame and all this other stuff. I don't know about like fame, but I feel like power is going to be activated when I step in China, because that is like the home of what we would consider the dragon. And I'm a dragon. So it's like, let's go, man. I'm excited for it.
And Danny said, nice.
Dope.
And then Mateo asked, have you ever been in Italy? Are you interested in going there one day?
I've never been to Europe. So anywhere in Europe. So I've never been to Italy. Italy's cool. It seems very awesome. I have a friend from Naples. And he actually lived with us while we're in South America. And yeah, I'm cool to go to Europe as long as there's the sky, as long as I can see the sun and everything else. I'm cool. Yeah, I like it. I'm all down with it. I'm all up for it. I think they're going to stop doing all the crazy stuff, and you're going to see like less clouds in the sky blocking out the sun and all this other stuff. So yeah, I'll make my way over there. I'm going to the countries adjacent. So, India, Nepal, China, versus like, okay, Nepal, okay, South Africa, okay, Italy, instead of going like I'm just going to the next country over. I'm not much for being on a plane. I don't like traveling. I like arriving, like, all right, we're here. I mean, like arriving, I like settling in.
Yeah.
Or even arriving is like, all right, we're here, we got to pack or unpack and all this. I like arriving, bro.
And Sunflower on IGS, do your girls eat exactly the same as you? I mean, in terms of the same kind of food and the same quantities?
Quantities, no, for sure not. When it comes to eating, I think Lay would eat the biggest quantities. She would even out eat me, which is impressive. I'm like, dang, girl, get it. But we all eat the same stuff. We all eat from the guide. We all live the guide. But we all have different times of eating. So I eat once a year now. Lay she eats now every day, which is cool. Sasha eats every 3 days. So yeah, but we all eat the guide. Lay eats more raw meat than Sasha. Sasha doesn't eat any raw meat. My last eating day, I only ate raw meat, which is like, okay, cool. So yeah, but it's all guide stuff. So everything to do with the guide, we do that.
And Laura asked what to do when you are mutually romantically connected to another person and the energy is all consuming.
Just fall into it. That's what you want. You only get what you want. So you say that like it's a bad thing. It's like, hey, I'm in love with a person so passionately that it's filled my life and it's all I can think about. Good. Be in love. Be in love while you're in love, because there might be a day that you're not in love. So, experience it, live it. Don't hold back. Don't try to like limit it or put thresholds on it or try to break it up. Like, just be in love. Like, when you're in love, be in love, because you'll look back and you wish you had that love again. So love that love while you're in that love, because then that love will develop and then you'll have that new type of love. So like, I've been with Sasha for 15 years this month, and I've been with Lay for like 6.5 years. And the love I have with them is different than the love that we started with. But the love that we started with was awesome. And then there were times through our life that the love evolved into something else, and that was awesome. And those loves are cool loves to reminisce on if I ever wanted to. But it's not that what it was back then. It is what it is now, which is its own love. So love grows and evolves. So grow with that love and experience it, and don't hold or try to put like limiters or breaks or thresholds on it. Like almost like, man, the word I'm looking for is like, don't like part it up. Okay, we can only love each other this much, but then we got to stop. Love all the way while you're in that love and allow it to evolve. And when it does evolve, you won't miss the old love that you had because you fulfilled it. In love with all that you have is what I would say.
And Sourish asked, would you be able to close the gaps in your ears if you wanted to? As you say, you can change the composition of your body.
They've closed a lot, but I don't know if they'd ever like close again. Like I'd have to put like a lot of energy to do that. Probably have to be a lot of energy to do that. So I'm not even worried about it. I don't really know if it's possible. Again, like I say, if you've had something amputated, I don't really know how to grow that back. So like in a sense, part of my skin has been punctured out in my ear. So and it's closed because it was like this big. Now it's like that big. Even when I stretch it, it's like not even that big anymore. So that's that. I'm not too worried about it. It probably could come back together. I believe in pretty much all possibilities, but it would most likely take a lot of focus. And I just don't see it being necessary. You live and you learn. I got tattoos. I got my ears pierced. And now like if I can go back, I'd be like, no tattoos, no piercings. But here I am.
And Bag asks, how?
Thrag, huh?
I just realized it's Bag, TH4AGG, but it has the picture of that dude from Invincible.
That's Thrag, but yeah.
Oh, Thrag. That's why I've been calling
But there's no
Thrag.
R in it?
No.
That dude from Invincible, that's cool. I
But-
like you, Sash. That's
Sorry.
that dude from Invincible. Who's that
Look.
dude? Oh, demon
He
mode.
was a BA, okay?
You can punch him in the head.
I was like, oh, dang.
Who this guy?
That's some power right there. Anyways, how do you survive only eating once a year? I thought the world record was like 2 months.
I'm not trying to not eat. I'm not trying to set a record. I still drink juices. I have some living powder. There's other like liquids that I drink, like even blood. So I'm not trying to abstain from nutrients. I'm actually the opposite. I want more nutrients. So with that, I don't eat not based on trying to fast, trying to set a record, but I simply don't eat because I'm at an optimal efficiency whenever I live life in this very specific way, which shows the results to be able to coherently answer everyone's questions in a specific manner. And that's what I'm trying to engage in, is like the occupancy of a certain type of thought state, so I can stay in it like a flow state. And to do that, I just don't actually eat like solid food and stuff like that. Still drink juice and everything else, but that's what I mean. It's not even that big a deal. Like, it's not anything to even focus on. I was just as lean and ripped when I ate every single day. So there's no benefit to not eating for the sake of not eating. Only because I'm focused on this higher way of life and I'm doing this is why it's come to the point where I don't eat as frequently. But I'm not even trying to not eat. I don't care. If I get hungry today, I just eat. And that's the difference.
Yeah, he said he used the 4 to replace the R.
Thrag. Get it, bro. That demon mode when you punch him in the face, that skull. Didn't really make sense because there's not really any supernatural powers with him, but I don't know. Maybe it might make sense later. Maybe it's part demon. Demon mode. All right, a couple more and we'll go. I gotta go ring a bell here in Nepal. It's one of those giant Liberty bells. I'm gonna go out today and go ring it. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So Captain Siegel asked, did you ever drink salt water? I heard it's super beneficial and has healing powers.
Salt water is actually in the guide. Yeah, I've been to the ocean. I've drunk salt water. Is it super beneficial? I mean, I'm here, so what's the benefit that you want? You guys most likely want more consciousness, more intelligence, higher thoughts, and a more established body. So that's really the only benefits you can actually have in life. If you want to consume something, it's either expanding your consciousness or it's establishing your body. So yeah. You would have to find a really, 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 really clean source of salt water, like seawater. So seawater, a lot of nutrients in it, but could be contaminated. Water with some salt in it, might as well just eat the salt, bro. Like, just put it on your food. It's the same thing.
And Sunflower asked, do you juice the fruit or buy it from a bottle?
Unless I'm like traveling and I haven't drunk anything in like 2 days or something like that, then I might buy it from a bottle. But if not, we always juice the fruit here at home. Always. Even this mango, the ladies made this. They got mangoes and they press it through like a cloth, got whatever juice they could get out of it. And they put some coconut water with it. And that's how they made this mango juice. It is so freaking good. But yeah, all homemade, all of it. All of it. Because you don't know what they put in stuff. Because this juice goes bad in like a couple hours. You could put in the refrigerator to last a little bit longer, but you can't put it on a store shelf and last like a week or 2 weeks. Like it would go bad so fast. Like this watermelon juice here is already kind of bad. When did they make this yesterday?
I think maybe yesterday.
So yeah.
Yesterday.
So this watermelon juice isn't like even days old, and I can taste it already going bad. So something on a store shelf, you just never know, man. So yeah, all fresh. That is so tasty. You want some of this mango juice, Sash? Okay, you want some, like?
I'm
Or
good.
you're eating, huh? Yeah, juice isn't all that great if you're eating. Like you actually want to avoid juice if you eat, which is why I tell you guys to never do juice, but also to eat every single day. Because to build your body up to this point, it's better to eat. Juicing it'll mess you up, it'll throw you out. But since I already built myself up so much, and I eat every single day, now when I juice, I don't lose anything.
Eat the mango and taste what you taste.
These mangoes are delicious here in
Heck
Nepal.
yeah.
Whatever mango supplier we got, dude, these mangoes are amazing.
And Sunflower said, thank you. You are such an inspiration.
I love you so much. And you guys can eat sunflowers. They're pretty good too.
Oh, yeah.
Not even just the seeds, but like the sunflower. All right, what else, Sash? We're going to end this off soon. So, is that it? Is that everything?
Caught up.
Oh, we're all caught up? Cool. Well, I love you guys. I'll give y'all one. I feel like there's one more that we can answer. So when you guys come with that, I'll answer that. But what do I say is the words that end this live?
Whatever you want to say. The most powerful. What can you leave them that gives them the most power?
It tastes like almost like a type of ice cream. Not even like a mango sherbet, almost like a vanilla ice cream. It's like,
All
wow.
right, I'm up to try a little bit.
No. You said no.
Even if it's just a taste, like it's really good.
It is like, it's almost like vanilla soft. It's almost like half melted vanilla ice cream going down. I'm like, this
All
is so
right.
freaking. I don't know. He's saying, all right, I ain't giving you any, Sasha's mom. You said no. I offered earlier. You said no. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Ending words. I'll say this. Watch these videos over and over again on repeat. It's not even about what I'm saying as much as it's about absorbing the energy. When you're in pure energy, pure, not just like you are pure energy without a body, but I mean like your energy, like your intentions, your motives are pure. You're authentic. That energy is emitted and it brings life to everybody. That's what I want. That's what I want for you guys. That's why I'm here. You don't have to buy anything. You can buy it if you want to. There's a guide, there's a Discord, but the main thing I want is you to take in this energy. Because when you take in this energy, it builds you, it constructs you, it gives you peace. I swear, like everything you've ever wanted is this energy. Because that's why you go after something. You're going after it because you want the experience or the energy of it. When you get this energy, it is the very feeling of everything you've ever wanted. So take notes, put stuff on repeat, check out all my other videos on other spots. And yeah, that's about it. If there's nothing else that came in, we can just go ahead and go. But thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate you. If you do want to visit the site, it's Mikeybreathes.com. Mikey breathes, not breeds, but BREATHES.com. And you can find the guide there, the Discord community. If you sign up for a full year of the Discord community, you get the guide and the meal plan for free. I'm on YouTube as Mikey Breathes. Everything else is Mikey Breathes. And you can find Mikey Breathes everywhere. I love you guys so much.